Hi everyone, my name is Manthan Patel and I'm from Informatica GCS support. In today's session, we are going to discuss on how to identify the endpoints for any connection in CDGC. So let's move ahead and go to the agenda for the session. So in the first step, we'll identify the connection name from metadata command center. Once we have the connection name, we'll go to data governance and catalog to identify the endpoints used for that specific connection. And once we have those endpoints handy, we can come back to metadata command center and do the connection assignment to resolve those reference assets. Now let's go to the first step and identify the connection name. So once we are in metadata command center, we'll go to configure and then lineage tab. And the lineage tab will have all the connection names. So from that, we can pick any one connection for which we want to identify the endpoints. Once we have copied the connection name, the next step would be we'll go to data governance and catalog and search for the underlying endpoints. So once we are in data governance and catalog, we'll search for that specific connection name that we have copied from metadata command center. And in that connection, it will have a reference data source, reference data set, and reference data elements. So reference data sources are nothing but schemas. So we can search for that specific reference schema and identify the original asset, which would be uh, pointing to a schema from our relational data source. Once we have identified that, we can check for the underlying tables and columns. And similarly, after searching, we can identify what all are the endpoints for the specific connection. And once we have identified the endpoints, we can again come back to metadata command center and we can click on this assign button to assign all those endpoints to this connection, and it will trigger a connection assignment job. And once that is complete, we'll see either a full green bar which will show the 100% connections are matched, and if it's a partial match, it would be a combination of green and orange, where green will show matched assets and the orange will show unmatched assets. Now let's go ahead and go to the demo. Once we are in metadata command center, we need to go to configure and then lineage tab. The lineage tab will contain all the connection names for all the ETL sources. So for now, I have filtered for a specific connection name. So we'll be taking this connection as it's currently in unassigned state. So we'll go ahead and try to find the endpoints for this specific connection, and then we'll do the connection assignment. So first step will be to copy this connection name, and once it is copied, we'll go to data governance and catalog, search for that specific connection name, and if you make sure to double check the origin. So this connection is from IACS underscore AA. So in data governance and catalog, we have to select that specific connection. In that connection, there will be a reference data source. And as I mentioned earlier, reference data source is nothing but a schema name. So we'll copy this reference data source and we'll search for it again in data governance and catalog. That should take us to the actual schema. So you can filter for schema, and here we are able to find that sales LT is a schema which is present in AZMS SQL database. So from here we can conclude that the endpoint for that specific connection is going to be AZMS SQL database. So we'll copy this database name as well as the catalog source name. We'll go back to metadata command center, and here there are three options. You can click on that, click on assign. That will show you a pop-up of all the endpoints. From here you can add a filter for catalog source name, and as we know that AZMS SQL is the endpoint that we need to assign, we'll disable this case sensitivity and we'll select AZMS SQL and click on assign. That will trigger a connection assignment job, and once that is complete, we can verify that whether all the assets for that specific endpoint is matched, or is it a partial match, or it's unmatched. Yeah, now upon refreshing, we can see that the connection assignment job is complete. So let's go back to that configure and check whether what's the status of the assets. So upon refreshing, yeah, we can see that all the endpoints from that specific database EZMS SQL is matched and it's 100%. So this is how you can find the endpoints for any connection. So first step will be to get the connection name from Metadata Command Center. Go to Data Governance and Catalog. Find the underlying schemas, and from those schemas you can find the databases in which those schemas are present. Make a list of all those databases. Again, come back to Metadata Command Center. Click on Assign, and once you click on Assign, you can filter for those databases. Do the connection assignment, and that will run a connection assignment job. And once that is complete, you can uh, check the status of matched and unmatched assets. In the summary, I have added the hyperlink to the documentation on what is connection assignment and how to perform it. So feel free to uh, go to the documentation and check on the auto connection assignment and what is connection assignment. Please feel free to add your feedback on supportvideos@informatica.com or on Twitter. Thank you.